I'm Noah from Planable and welcome to our demo. Planable is a social media collaboration and scheduling tool that helps teams with everything social media really, from creating, reviewing, approving, publishing content, and all the way to analyzing how your content has done and engaging with your community. So join me now to get more familiar with everything that Planable can do in this quick tutorial. This is our main dashboard. Here you can find all of your clients or brands organized in workspaces. Each workspace holds all of the relevant content and people within it. Inside your workspace, you're gonna find all of your pages in the sidebar, and you'll be able to add more as needed. Here are all the social media platforms that we support, and we also have a dedicated space for non-social media content called Universal Content. Here, you can create a page for different channels, content types, audiences, or anything else you can think of. You can imagine of this like a blank Google Doc that can become really anything you need it to. Now that your pages are all set up, let's talk about users. In Planable, you can invite all of your colleagues, collaborators, clients, or any other stakeholders. When inviting them, you'll have to choose their permissions and their membership. Their permissions decide what they'll be able to do, whether that is to write content, approve it, leave feedback, and so on. Their membership talks about whether or not they'll be able to see all of your posts. Team members can see internal posts and internal notes, while clients will only be able to see what you think is ready for their approval. Once users are part of your workspace, you'll be able to adjust their permissions moving forward whenever you need to. Once everybody has joined your workspace, it's time to set up your approval workflow. You can do this from your workspace settings and choose from 4 different workflows. The main difference between them is whether or not a post can be scheduled with or without approval. For none and optional, approval is not really needed and a post can be scheduled right away as soon as it's created. Whereas, of course, for required or multi-level, at least one person needs to approve a post before it can actually go live. Additionally, there are 2 important features. Scheduling posts automatically on approval, which enables you to have posts scheduled as soon as they're approved without having you take any other action. And then, locking content after approval. This means that nobody will be able to edit a post after it's been approved. Now let's move on to creating content. To create a post, you can click on the Compose button or the C key on your keyboard. Now that the Composer is open, you'll see at the top all of the pages that you have connected and can select the ones which are relevant for your post. You can create a post for one page or multiple ones at a time. All you have to do is select them at the very top, and then you'll notice there's a sync on option that is automatically enabled. This allows you to duplicate your content across all 3 pages without having to copy-paste. You put in your caption, which you either write yourself or have AI help with, and then you can also attach your files directly from your computer or by bulk uploading them to our media library. You can also connect Planable to Canva, which will allow you to easily send content between the 2 platforms. Now, because I have multiple pages selected, you'll notice my content has been duplicated across all 3 of them exactly the same. If you want to make a small tweak on each individual page, all you need to do is go ahead and turn the sync off. Now, any changes you make are only going to take place on that specific platform. If I were to erase this sentence, then it'll only be gone from Instagram, but not LinkedIn or Facebook. This is a great strategy, especially when you're tagging other accounts. It's best if you turn the sync off and then go ahead and tag each account on the right platform. Also, if you're often reusing the same snippets of text, hashtags, taglines, what you could do is create templates. This will allow you to reuse them a lot quicker and make sure that the entire team has access to it. When it comes to assets, you can also do a lot of things in Planable, from editing images to adding multiple ones to reordering them, adding alternative text, and more. When it comes to videos, what you can do is add thumbnails or trim. So basically, based on each format, you can slightly adjust it directly in Planable. Also, based on different platforms, you'll be able to add a first comment, a location, invite collaborators, tag people on photos, and so much more. Once you're done with creating your post, all you have to do is select a date and time, either by putting one from the calendar or choosing one of the predefined time slots that you can add yourself so that it's even easier to choose the right time. Afterward, you'll be able to either schedule or save the post depending on the approval settings. For universal content, as I mentioned in the beginning, you can think of it more as a Google Doc page. You'll see you have a dedicated space for your title, and then for your copy, a lot more room for formatting. You can add like different headings, media, lists, even checklists, dividers, and so much more. For your copy, you can also select it to apply rich formatting, and then at the bottom, you'll find a word and character count to help you keep track of that. Now, after you're done creating your content, there are several ways in which you can preview it. First, we have the feed view, where you can select one page at a time and then scroll between all of your content. You get a full preview, and then each post has its own feedback section. You can also make sure you choose how your posts are sorted, whether it is by their scheduled date or created one. Next, we also have our calendar view. This is where you'll be able to select all of your channels for a good overview of all of your upcoming content. You'll also have a column for all of your saved posts that don't have a date and time quite yet. And of course, you can switch between weeks or months depending on how you like to preview your content. If you want to see the entire post, all you have to do is click on it to get the full preview and also access the feedback section. Moving on, we also have the grid view, which is really most relevant for your Instagram or TikTok pages. This allows you to see the grid and get an idea of what it's going to look like, and also help you design the layout by drag and dropping posts. Once you're done moving them around, you'll need to make sure you choose the right date and time. To make sure the grid looks exactly how you want it to, you can go back to the filter section and you'll see that the sorting will be automatically set to custom order. All you have to do now is make sure that as you select the date and time, the last scheduled date will match the custom order. Now, we also have the list view. This is another place where you can select all of your channels, and it allows you to go ahead and select multiple posts to take bulk actions. That could be anything from approving, scheduling, duplicating your content, and so much more. If you want to be even more efficient when it comes to how you're seeing your posts, what you can do is take advantage of our custom views feature, a personal favorite of mine. This allows you to select several filters and save them into a view that you can easily access. For example, we have here a view of all of the posts that haven't been yet approved. You can also apply multiple filters and then choose how you want to see this post in the feed, calendar, grid, or list view. You can also decide whether these views are visible to everybody, just yourself, your team, or even make them public to anybody outside of Planable. Now it's finally time to talk about collaboration. There are 3 main ways in which you can leave feedback in Planable. First, you have your general comment section where you can leave feedback for the entire post. You can tag anybody in your workspace or even go ahead and attach files. If there is already a comment there, you can resolve it, reply to it, or react to it to keep things threaded. If you're also working with team members and clients, you can choose to make certain comments internal so that some conversations stay behind the scenes and only you and your team have access to them. When it comes to captions, you have two additional options. You can highlight any piece of text to leave an annotation so that it's super clear that your feedback is about that exact section. But you can also take it a step further and leave suggestions, just like in Google Docs with track changes. Again, you would highlight the piece of text that you want and actually edit it yourself. Your teammates and the person who created the post will see the change and be able to decide whether or not they'd like to accept it. If they do, the copy will be changed right away. Now that we're done with the feedback, it's time for the approval process. Users can go ahead and request approval from those with the right permissions, and the approvers, once they're done reviewing the content, if it's all good to go, all they have to do is click the check mark. Once they've done that, if you've enabled the auto schedule option, you'll notice the post is automatically scheduled. The last part I want to talk about when it comes to creating content is the campaigns feature. Campaigns are a way to organize your content even more around an event or a communication opportunity you know is coming up. When you're creating a campaign, the first thing you want to do is assign the period of time you know it's taking place. Then you have this entire space to put in all of the details of the campaign, any links, objectives, all information that will be useful. You can even create checklists to make sure that everybody is aware of what needs to get done. Then you can go on and switch to the calendar view. What this means is that here you'll see only the content that is attached to this new campaign. Anytime you're creating a new post here, it'll automatically be attached to your campaign. Same thing goes for the media. You'll be able to see all of the assets that are part of this campaign and also analytics for all the posts. If we go back to our calendar view, you'll notice the campaign is highlighted so you know when it's taking place, as well as you'll be able to see any posts that are part of it already. Basically, you can choose whether you want to see a calendar with all of your content, including campaign, or one that's only focused on the campaign itself. Now that we've covered how to create content, leave feedback, approve it, schedule it, and get it published, it's time to talk about analytics. In the analytics section, you'll be able to see your page, post, and audience insights for one page at a time. Before getting started, the first thing you need to do is make sure you select the time period that interests you. You can select a custom one or choose from the predefined one we offer. For the page metrics, you can select each metric to get more details, and you'll also be able to see the evolution of each metric compared to the previous similar time frame. Now, as you continue scrolling down, you'll see your top 3 posts based on either views or engagement, and then you'll be able to see all of your content and how all of their metrics are doing. The last part here would be the audience insights, which you can see for your page. Now, you can see all of these metrics for one page at a time, or go ahead and see it across all of your channel to see how your entire brand is doing. You can also go ahead and create a report. You can customize it with your logo, choose which metrics to show and in which order, plus leave notes and additional context to each section. Once it's done, you can share it with a link or download it as a PDF to share it with anybody else outside of Planable. You've got your analytics done. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is engagement, which you can also manage right here in Planable. You'll see all incoming comments to your published posts in one centralized inbox. You'll be able to reply or react to comments, and if you don't want to do any of that, you can just mark it as done. If you want to take some more time before you get back to them, make sure you save it for later so you don't forget to get to it. And that wraps our Planable tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed it and find it useful. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We have a support chat where you can do that, or our help center with a library full of articles for all of our features and resources.